It's become this taboo subject that we just can't find our way through.
These are all the things that people are thinking and are not saying, but they're so obvious.
If you leave this film and don't see yourself, you're a liar.
Behind its star power and dramatic narrative, the movie Crash does something few films have the nerve to do: talk openly about issues of race and racism that ordinarily go unspoken.
Because there's so many things we just, we feel that we shouldn't say or can't say, or we feel insecure about. I mean, we have our own hidden feelings we're trying to hide, and so we run around being PC all the time.
Get out the car. Give me the keys. Get out the... What the fuck?
Set in the racially diverse city of Los Angeles, the movie tells the story of the clashing of races, religions, and cultures, and presents them in a frank way that few films or people have the nerve to do.
We're all trying to look the other way with regard to stereotypes and racism.
The audience will be challenged by this movie because I don't think they won't know where they stand as they watch the film.
You'll find yourself questioning, was this about me? Was this about the person next to me? Is this about the person I don't even want to know?
It's okay.
Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
The power of Crash comes not only from the characters on the screen, but the mirror they hold up on us.
We all prejudge, even though we may not want to admit it, but it's something that we do. So really, this movie makes you take a look at yourself. It makes you take a look at yourself in the mirror.
What?
Man, we done ran over a Chinaman. A person who may think that I have not one racist bone in my body at all. You're right. We've all gotten dirty.
It confronts a lot of questions and stereotypes and things that people are afraid to face.
Wait till you've been doing it a little longer.
A big part of this movie is when Matt Dillon's character says, "Yeah, you think you know who you are?"
You think you know who you are? You have no idea.
Until there's a gun pointed at you and you're holding your daughter in your arms and you don't know what you're going to do at that moment. And then, and only then, do you define yourself.
We're not safe from ourselves. We're not safe from our prejudices or others' prejudices.
What I think causes racism is just fear of strangers, and not knowing.
What causes people to hate each other without knowing each other? It often comes down to fear.
Yeah, I think insecurity is part of who we are, and from insecurity comes intolerance, from fear.
We fear that which is different from ourselves.
Liebe Geft is the director of the Museum of Tolerance, a museum dedicated to promoting human dignity and confronting bigotry and prejudice.
Everybody has prejudices. If you go through this museum, the first experience is to choose to enter through a door marked prejudice or a door marked unprejudiced, and the unprejudiced door won't open. Hate destroys. Your film shows that very well. It consumes the very person who is angry and hateful first, and then everyone around them.
Fucking want me? Here I am, you pig fuck!
It's really about the things that you don't say and the things that are below the surface that are always, trying to bubble up.
And you know what? You might mention that we'd appreciate it if next time they didn't send a gang member.
A gang member?
Yes.
We're only too quick to slap labels on based on somebody else's experience with a different person.
The guy in there with the shaved head, the pants around his ass, the prison tattoo.
Those are not prison tattoos.
Oh, really? And he's not gonna go sell our key to one of his gangbanger friends the moment he is out our door.
There's a big Hispanic community that I'm proud to represent. When I was actually doing the scenes, I was like, I'm just trying to take care of my daughter. How's it going?
Okay.
We don't take the time, the trouble, the interest to get to know an individual for who that person is.
It's about perception and misunderstandings. I think that it allows you to kind of put walls up around yourself.
The 60s brought about a cultural revolution and the first real public discussion about racial inequities. While it brought about change, it also brought about violence.
You knew that the powder keg has been released and everything was out there now. And one way or another, it was going to have to be dealt with.
But the flames of revolution seem to have given way to a simmering racism that may be more dangerous.
You know, it doesn't matter if you're a racist at heart. What matters is political correctness in a lot of ways, and it stopped us from talking about the issues of race in the city and this country. That's nuts.
Films like Crash are brave to take on the pressing social issues because they are uncomfortable for most people to address.
You know what I can't do? I can't look at you without thinking about the 5 or 6 more qualified white men who didn't get your job.
What the movie did was provide us a backdrop for a conversation, for a dialogue about that conflict and tension.
It definitely forces people to just really think. And you know, you gotta love movies that force you to think.
Are these clean or dirty?
All clean, senora.
One factor that can at any given moment turn the racist simmer to a boil is the incredible disparity of wealth that grows every day in America.
People point and say, that's a racist issue. No, it's not. It's a class issue, baby. He's got the money, he's got the house, he's got the car, and you don't. Whether you're black, whether you're Asian, whether you're Hispanic, if you don't have the money, you're the one on the bottom.
For most people, life is very, very hard. A simple task of getting from work to home to picking up your kids from school, I mean, is enraging.
I'd appreciate if you stopped calling me names. Then fix the fucking lock. I replaced the lock. You gotta fix the fucking door.
Our reality is so detached that I think it requires a catastrophic event to make us either feel or acknowledge what's actually going on.
Wait! You come back here! You fix the lock! Come here, you fix my lock! Fix the fucking lock!
Talk more, work together more, help each other more, live side by side more.
The first step toward addressing racism is by admitting it exists.
Let me hear it again. Thank you, Mr. Policeman. You sure is mighty kind to us poor black folk.
Cameron and Christine constantly asking themselves whether they're for real. Here they are, they've got the money, they've got the suits, they've got the car, he's got the job, but are they really accepted in that level of society?
See what that woman just did? You see that? Right, she's cold. She got colder as soon as she saw us, though.
I think we have to stop denying the fact that we're different, and we should celebrate those differences, but that we're all the same. And we're all human beings.
After admitting racism exists, the next step is to admit it exists within us.
We're the only 2 black faces surrounded by a sea of over-caffeinated white people patrolled by the trigger-happy LAPD.
The only way I know how to do it is for each and every one of us to look into our hearts and look into our souls and ask ourselves, who are we really? And if we're not happy with that answer, we better do something to change it.
All right. Everybody out, man. Free to go.
Once we've taken a good, hard look at racism ourselves, the next step is to try to help others to see it by speaking up and speaking out.
The more you get the word out, without banging somebody on the head or standing on a soapbox, and they get the message, if we reach 3 people, that changes their lives, fantastic.
I knew it was gonna happen. But if a white person sees 2 black men walking towards her and she turns and walks in the other direction, she's a racist, right?
One of the most jarring and impactful aspects of Crash is not only its frank language, but hearing that language coming out of the mouths of Hollywood's biggest stars.
I don't like playing people like this because that's not how I was raised, that's not how I think. But I like the fact that I'm playing it to show that this is how people think and feel.
I am angry all the time, and I don't know why.
I think that it puts a human face on a Sandra Bullock. I think it puts a human face on the actors that are, not playing the roles that we're used to seeing them play.
And if it takes my face and my voice to spew that anger out and to make people listen to it, I'm glad.
This is something that matters. And I would love to do a romantic comedy, but they don't matter right now. This is depressing stuff. You embarrass me. You embarrass yourself.
This film takes an unflinching look at these issues. It doesn't give answers necessarily.
In making a film like this, you don't have to come up with answers. You have to come up with questions.
Yo, why you getting all bent out of shape?
Not getting bent.
The filmmakers of Crash knew their film would provoke and push buttons, but more than raising people's blood pressure, they wanted to raise questions.
Hopefully a movie like Crash will get people talking. When people get to talking, things start to happen.
I just think any kind of discourse that's encouraged by a movie like this, or any kind of thought it might provoke about race in general, or in a city like Los Angeles, I'm in support of that.
That to me is the best thing a film can do, is really raise questions and make you examine your own motives. And if this can do that, then I think the film's a success no matter how much it makes at the box office.
People are talking, and while no one person, no one movement, and no one generation can obliterate racism, it has to start somewhere. If any venue, be it the soapbox, the election box, or the cinema, can get people thinking about racism, then that's a great start.
But if you don't see a piece of yourself and just acknowledge, wow, I can see why I would pass judgment in this situation, not given all the information. If you can't at least say that, leaving this film, you need to see it again, and you need to see it again.
Whites, African Americans, Hispanics, they all band together to save their side. Well, the hell with that. How about saving our side, all of us together, and finding out what's right at any given time?
The silver lining is the resilience of the human spirit, the capacity of every individual each new day to make different choices, to choose different options, to appreciate how we do have the power to shape the future. We really can empower and instill a more joyous humanity, and hopefully many more of us will choose to do so.